everyone, welcome to Hub and Spoke SPARKS, presented by the Jared Herr Hub for Innovation and Entrepreneurship at Davidson College. I'm Jared Herr, Davidson class of 2022, and the Gig Hub media producer here at the Herr Hub. Hub and Spoke SPARKS are 10-minute interviews with a variety of subjects, and hopefully they'll be able to spark some innovation or inspiration in your career or even your day-to-day life. Today on the show, we're welcoming Mike Tattersfield, who's the CEO of Krispy Kreme. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, so I'm Mike Tattersfield. I'm the CEO of a Krispy Kreme donut company. So super cool brand. You can probably see it in the hat. I've spent a really interesting time from a career. I've been leading other companies. I was a CEO of Caribou Coffee once in my past, and Einstein Bagels, and even helped launch many moons ago, Lululemon, when people thought Lululemon was a pie company. It's actually yoga pants, right? So, from a career standpoint, I started out as an accountant, which is really interesting with KPMG. Went to graduate school because I knew that one wasn't going to be what I wanted to do, but it was great to have the foundation of actually having the accounting disciplines. And then from there, joined companies from MBA school. I actually joined PepsiCo, right, and learned a lot of things. Never thought I was going to be in the restaurant business, but worked with Yum Brands and went all over the world. I actually grew up in Mexico, so being global was very important to me, right? So spent a lot of time not just working in North America.
Yeah, very interesting. And so how did you end up getting to be in the position that you are now? Was that a long time goal, or was that something that just kind of happened?
There's always, it's interesting. I'm a big believer in laying out dreams and goals, right? And you need to look at it in a different line, and you learn this with a little bit more experience, right? And there's a professional side that I look at, and a community side, and a personal side. Yeah. And I looked at things in 1, 3, and 5 year time frames in each one of those buckets. And one of those buckets a long time ago says, I want to be a CEO running a company or something like that. And so even as I progressed through PepsiCo and was running divisions, I still had this aspiration. So I'd like to run the company. So, the first time I was able to do that was at Caribou. Yeah. And you never, if you're really happy, you're not really looking to do something else, right? So I was running Caribou, and the partnership bought it. It was a public company, and they bought it and took it private. And then I helped steer them in buying a few companies, and one of them happened to be Krispy Kreme. And they basically said, well, you bought it, why don't you go run it, right? So sometimes you never know what's there, but if you're open, and if you think that those are things that it's actually a company that connects with you and the culture and that you can do something, I think those things line up.
Right, for sure. So we are very big on innovation here at the Herr Hub. It's literally in our name, the J Herr Hub for Innovation and Entrepreneurship. So we were wondering maybe if you could share a little bit about how you see innovation in your company and how you try to foster that within your company.
Yeah, it's one of the things, so culturally, what you have to get done right in the companies right now. What's the culture of the company, right? Yeah. And is the culture going to be open to that? One thing I've learned in that journey, right, is as people go through adulthood and move through, you'll see sometimes the process of the company sometimes can overwhelm the creative force, right? So it's really important that there's a very simple compass that I use, right? Which is, I use a compass, and it's like love and tough love, which is, how do you want to recognize people? How do you want to, have the right discussions on the north and south? But on the east and west, it's like, what are you dreaming of? And how do you make sure that you can think what's possible? And on the other side of that, if you were to take the east, on the other side is, how do you get it done? Yes. Right? So, but you've got to continuously work on it. Think of MySpace, right? It's donuts. Yeah. And everybody's like going, well, it's a donut. What could you do? I can give you 10,000 ideas of what we could do on donuts. It has to still go through a filter. Can it get done? Can it get scaled? Is it interesting enough? Is it shape, sizes, fillings? You can figure that out, but you want to get that energy about is there a little bit of how do you build that what's possible? And then how does it translate to everything you do? Because it's not just the donut, right? It's what does the donut shop look like? How do you design that? How do you create that? How does that person that created that little drop, from the fryer to the glazer, and you see the noses on the window, it's like, well, there's a little bit of customer magic in there, right? So what's the next, what does that mean at a drive-through? How does you use technology, right? How do you think about the experiential part? Where is that all going to go through? Because 10 years ago, you guys were ordering things on your cell phone. Right now, I don't think an order of food is ever made without a cell phone, right? Or in some shape or form. So you have to say, how does it evolve, and where's it going to go next?
Absolutely. So we've got probably a lot of students watching or listening who are just starting to look at what their career might look like, setting out after they graduate college. What advice would you have for any of those students listening or watching today?
So, one of the things that, whatever lane you do, right, you got to find, you don't want that, find something you love. You don't know what you're going to love right away. Yeah. I didn't love having a career when I was 22 thinking I was going to be running restaurants or retail, and like, I'm not going to do that. That's not what's in my blood. It's actually what I've been doing for the last 20 years, and it's fantastic, right? You're leading companies in this. The one advice I always would tell folks is, wherever you are, in the roles that you are, master the craft of what you're doing. That ability to be an expert will allow you to grow into so many other places. And not worry about the career mobility of next. Let the mastery of what you do, people will notice. You get stuff done, they'll push you to next. So figure that one out.
Thank you so much.
It takes a little bit of time, but you'll figure out the path. You're young, enjoy the youth. You're supposed to be able to try things. It's tough. Today a lot of you guys are doing this. We'll be doing a lot of maybe your first jobs, or you have been out already and you're doing it at home or on a screen, right? So you have to figure out, like, how do I engage in that world, right? And what can I do?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before I let you go, I have to ask, 2 follow-up questions very quickly. One, do you have a favorite donut?
Original glaze, come on.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Can't go wrong. It's 84 years old, same recipe. It's automatic.
I will say, now this leads into my second follow-up question. I am also a big fan of original glaze. Had never had it before I got down here. And I'll tell you, there's a 25-minute drive from campus to the nearest Krispy Kreme. Is there any chance we can get one in Davidson soon?
So here's the cool thing. We figured out how to be a master of the craft. If all we want to do is donuts. If you open up donut shops everywhere, people don't eat donuts every day, right? So it's a different frequency play. It's a sweet treat, right? We want to stay with what we do really well. What we can do is that you can get, we'll figure out the right grocer partner that we do fresh donuts every single day to that partner, and you can pick up dozens. So we're working through that model right now.
Perfect.
So it's a much more financially thoughtful way to get to customers where the reach. And then, if it's probably going to be more Huntersville or north of here than Mooresville in the town of Davidson.
Understandable.
Right?
Yeah, but it's all right. I enjoy the 25-minute drive, and then of course it's a race against.
You probably bring 2 dozen back.
Exactly,
right?
It's a race against the clock. Can you keep them hot before you get back? But a couple seconds in the microwave takes care of it.
All good.
Thank you very much for coming on the Hub and Spoke.
Absolutely appreciate it. Good luck to all you guys. You're doing amazing. You got a great school. Do well.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Absolutely.